Yeah, first and foremost, hopefully the Most High Yahshua blesses your day, is blessing your day. I mentioned it, but I was going to go about out into it real quick, man. Just going back to the let's get this in Luke, man. Honestly, man, because also too how the Most High Yahshua tells the end from the beginning, and how honestly, man, and how seriously the volume of the book, man, in the place of pleasure, man, like the Garden of Eden, man, how it was let's get this Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. It says, fear not, little flock, for it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Now more importantly, the inward kingdom, man, the inward kingdom, inwardly, but also the physical kingdom, man. And what kingdom is talking about, man? It's talking about the Most High's kingdom. Even how that's what the kingdom Yahweh was preaching about for the most part. Now he did talk about his kingdom, of course, but that was the one he was talking about, man. So, and that's what going back to the that pleasure is the place of pleasure, which is Eden, man. Eden, the Garden of Eden, man. That's what Eden means, the place of pleasure, man. And just like we talked about a few months ago with the how different whether it's different celebrities, whether different musicians, comedians, actors, or sports teams, that desire to play at Madison Square Garden in New York, and ironically enough, it's called the Garden. And I believe the man that even though he's an Edomite, I believe, or Caucasian, I mean, he could be of the nation, I don't know, but when I looked him up, he seemed like he was an Edomite. But the person that even founded the Madison Square Garden, his name was Jacob. So I was just crazy within itself. But how much people want to be at the Garden, how much more of us in the Word should want to be in the Garden as well, man. The Garden of Eden, man, the place of pleasure, the Most High's kingdom, man. Of course, because that. Just a little side note that Yahushua is, like it says in 1 Corinthians, he's going to give the kingdom after his reign 1,000 years. He's going to give the kingdom back to the Father, and it's going to go back to the beginning, which is the place of pleasure, man. The Garden of Eden, man. But yeah, man. So that's what it is. But it says, "Fear not, little flock, for it's your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." So see, exactly. So we're going to look at this, man, because let's go to Genesis 3 real quick, man, because this is what even so that's the Most High's pleasure to give you the place of pleasure. But we're gonna look at something real quick. It's something I noticed when I was looking at this the other day, because this is what the Yahushua was even talking about, man. Because this is life, pretty much. It says Genesis chapter 2 verse 10. It says, "And the river went out, and a river went out to Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and it became into four heads." So see. Exactly. So that we talked about this verse a while back too, because notice how after the preaching of the gospel, which is of the Most High Yahweh's kingdom. What you doing, girl? Anyway, dang on cat. Which is the preaching of the Most High Yahweh, the witness and testimony of the witness and testimony of the Most High Yahweh, New Covenant, man, which entails of the preaching of the kingdom, man. Notice how it says the four corners of earth. Then it's going to come to then that's when the end will come. But notice how it said in the Eden, man, it was it had four heads, kind of divided into four parts. So yeah, man. Let's read this again. My bad, I got distracted. It says Genesis chapter 2 verse 10. It says, "And went out a river of Eden to water the garden. From thence it was parted and became into four heads." So see, notice how it said a river went out, of Eden, man. So hey, John chapter 4 real quick. John chapter 4 and verse 14. It says, and Yahushua said, answered and said unto her, "Whosoever drinketh this water shall never thirst again." Yep. So it says, "But whosoever drinketh the water that I shall thirst again." I'm sorry, but whosoever let's read that again. John 4 and 13. And Yahushua answered and said unto her, "Whosoever drinketh out of this water shall never thirst again. But whosoever drinketh out of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water which I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life." So see, exactly, man. And that's why his words can knowledge of pretty much a word, man. And he's even talking about the Eden, man, like place of life, pretty much, man. That's just it, man. That's the water, and the water is the word. Let's grab Sirach 15:3 real quick. This is an example. This is one of the examples as well. It says, yep. Ecclesiastes also on Sirach chapter 15 verse 3. It says, with the bread of understanding, which is of course Yahushua, shall she feed him and give him water of wisdom of drink, man. So yeah, that's why I've been said, like, which was the word, like, when was in Peter, like, it says, like, the water that saved that saved Noah during the flood, man. What was that water? That was the word. That was the faith. That was faith in the Most High Yahushua. That was the word, man. So yeah, man. But notice how it's now Genesis chapter 2 verse 10. It says, of course the second Adam is talking about, like, the garden, man. It says, and a river went out of Eden, and the water to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. So yeah, man. So I just wanted to touch on that since we talked about it a little bit briefly the last video, but yeah, man. Hopefully it's edifying, man. So much up to y'all, brothers and sisters. So peace. Yeah, man. And yeah, man. Let's just, like, I was talking about this with my mom, man. Let's just, like, forgive each other, man. Like, let's love each other, man. Honestly, man. Or we in the word, out the word, man. Like, honestly, man. Because love covers everything, man. Like, that's just is what it is, man. Like, majority, like, one, being alive in the Most High House's body, and two, and spiritually being alive, man. Just, like, yeah, man, seriously, man. Like, just give him the ball of praise, honor, and glory, man, daily in our lives, man. Through the trials and tribulations. Yeah, man, like, just trust in him at all times, too, man. I just want to say that as well. If y'all going through something, man, like, if y'all in the word, if your brothers and sisters in the word, that your faith, like, get stronger, like, during the trials and tribulation and guardrails, or, like, your obedience, you were killing off the old person each day, old man and woman each day, and we are becoming better, man. And not only just, like, impacting other people's lives around us, man. Honestly, because, like, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than us, man. It's not about me, man. So, yeah, man. Like, it just hopefully impacting other people's lives and, like, add value to that. Just so even people outside, like, having compassion to those without, and, like, those that just coming in, like, the same is happening to them. So anyway, so peace.